everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be talking about my top 5 floral perfume picks for the springtime. But before we get started, I just want to give a huge thanks to all of you for your love and support. Thank you for all of your comments. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me and it gives me that motivation, you know. You guys make my day, so thank you so much for being here and all of that. And with that being said, it's time to get yourself comfortable and relaxed, grab a wee drink, and let's get started. So the first beautiful floral perfume I have here that's perfect for spring is actually Insolence, the EDT from Guerlain in this beautiful bee bottle. I always think it's such a shame that they stopped making the bottles like this. Let me know what you think in the comments, but this is definitely my favourite bottle design from Guerlain, without a doubt, and I think this one is particularly cute with that pink juice and everything. It's just such a sweet little bottle there. So this is Insolence, the EDT. I did used to own the EDP, but I didn't keep it for very long because I'm not actually a fan of that one. It's quite a dry, chalky, powdery scent, and I just wasn't really a fan of that one, but I get on much better with this one here. So in this fragrance you have your prominent notes of violet and iris, but you also have a little touch of orange blossom in here with some red berries as well. So there's actually, there are actually a few notes in there to soften this fragrance a bit. Having said that though, this is still quite a sharp, violet heavy, strong kind of fragrance, you know. But I do think it's a perfect fragrance for the springtime. It basically just reminds me quite a lot of Parma violets. This is one of the more floral heavy fragrances that I have in my whole collection. I wouldn't necessarily say that my whole collection is made up of mostly floral perfumes. I actually don't think I have a whole load of mainly floral scents, but this is certainly one of them. So to me this fragrance has a slightly vintage kind of feeling about it in a very dreamy and whimsical kind of way. It does kind of remind me of maybe like a fairy tale, a dream, a fairy, that type of thing, you guys. It does definitely have that kind of ethereal mood about it, you know. I did actually have somebody ask me fairly recently whether they asked me if I thought this fragrance smelled too mature. So they were concerned about it smelling too mature and things like that. And yes, I would probably say that this fragrance smells a bit mature. It's giving me vintage vibes, maybe a little bit. But again, anybody at any age can wear any scent, so it's up to you at the end of the day. But that's kind of how I would describe this one. It's definitely a very heavy violet-y fragrance. So if you enjoy your violet notes, then it would be a no-brainer type thing. It is a little bit sweet. It's also a little bit tart almost, potentially from the red berries in there. But it's just a really nice floral fragrance, and for it being an EDT, this one is exceptionally strong. I mean, this is stronger than many EDPs that I have in my collection. And I would say overall, it's just a fantastic, whimsical floral scent to have in the springtime. It has that kind of elegant feeling to it as well. Maybe slightly regal in nature, just maybe even slightly aloof. It's a really nice one, you guys. Admittedly, it's not one that I reach for an awful lot. I don't really know why that is. It is one of my least worn perfumes, but it's one that I would definitely never want to get rid of. I would always want to have this. But yeah, I don't actually reach for it an awful lot myself. Maybe because it does have that slightly aloof, maybe mature, slightly vintagey feeling about it. Maybe because it's so strong and slightly sharp. Whenever I do wear this fragrance, it's quite often of an evening if I've maybe had a bath and I'm feeling really pampered and clean and things like that. I would maybe spray a light misting of this perfume, kind of to round off the evening ritual of taking care of myself, you know. But aside from that, like I say, it's not really a perfume I wear all that much, but it's a stunning one regardless and perfect for the springtime. And that one is Insolence, the EDT from Guerlain. Next up today we have this fragrance here from Xerjoff, and that is Gran Ballo, and as you can see I have mine in the Hair Mist version here, and I would say this is a really nice, sweet, creamy, floral fragrance with almost a kind of honeyed nuance going on in there. So you do have your honeysuckle in this fragrance, you also have your caramel. I believe you might also have some gardenia. Actually, I do think there is gardenia in this perfume. Like, I'm pretty sure there is because it's quite creamy as well. So yeah, this is a really nice white floral, sweet, very smooth fragrance. And actually it reminds me quite a lot of the Juicy Couture, the Viva La Juicy original perfume. I did actually do a comparison video on that, comparing this fragrance with the Juicy Couture perfume. There are quite a lot of crossovers there, mainly I think because they share quite a lot of the same notes, so they do smell quite similar. But overall I would say the Xerjoff one is definitely more elevated, it smells a bit more luxurious, it's better blended and things like that. I did used to own the Viva La Juicy original fragrance, but I moved that one onto a new home just because I wasn't really feeling it anymore. I didn't really like it in the end, but I do like this one. I haven't really worn it an awful lot this year yet, but I do want to try and start wearing it more. I think it's mainly because this is a hair mist and I kind of forget about my hair mists quite a lot. Like, I have maybe around 5 or so hair mists and I do forget about them quite a lot, which is kind of a shame. I do want to start wearing this one more though, just in particular because it does remind me of springtime, and even summer actually. So I would say the honeysuckle note in here to me smells quite authentic. I have smelt those flowers like of an evening. They do have quite a strong aroma, and actually the note, like this general fragrance, actually reminds me quite a lot of those like summer evenings when I've smelt honeysuckle out and about on my walks, which is really very nice. You know, there's something quite romantic about that. So yeah, overall this is a really gorgeous fragrance, very creamy, with focus on the white florals, the caramel as well, and basically if you know how the Viva La Juicy fragrance smells, then you will have like a good idea of how this one is going to smell, and if you already like that, you will most likely enjoy this one. But in my opinion, this one is the better version. So that is Gran Ballo from Xerjoff, and it's the hair mist one that I own. The next beautiful floral fragrance I have in my collection that would be perfect for spring is this beauty here, Étoile de Nuit from the house of Goutal. And again, we have another cute bottle here, you guys. Look at that. So adorable. It reminds me of Audrey Hepburn with this little silk scarf decoration here, and this is such a nice floral perfume. This is one of those true florals that I have in my collection. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't have many of those in my collection. Most of mine, I would say, are kind of, you know, focused on the vanilla, or they have like woody notes in there. I mean, a lot of my perfumes have floral notes, but I would say most of them I wouldn't consider to be floral perfumes only, if that makes sense. A lot of them are kind of your fruity floral gourmands, or your floral woodies, or your musky woody sweet kind of perfumes. And I have a lot of vanilla centered fragrances as well, so I don't have so many purely floral perfumes, but this is definitely one of my very floral scents, and it's a really nice one. So this fragrance, this is a really gorgeous, creamy, powdery, slightly waxy kind of scent that reminds me of lipsticks and powder compacts. And it's just divine, you guys. So there aren't really that many notes in this perfume from what I can remember. We have a raspberry, iris, and also rose. And I can really get that iris in here. It's a gorgeous, cold, fresh, authentic iris kind of smell. And overall, I would say that this fragrance is fairly linear. It's a very elegant fragrance. It's very feminine to me. It has a dreamy, whimsical emotion about it. You definitely get a lot of that iris, that adds a lot of the kind of texture in here, that cold, powdery, you know, floral sort of nature to it. A lot of that's coming from the iris in here. I would say more so than the rose, I do detect more of the iris. In fact, I would say that's the most prominent note out of all 3 notes listed. But it's just such a beautiful one, particularly for springtime. This would make a fantastic floral perfume, just perfect for every day, you know. It would actually be good for a professional setting as well, in my opinion. It has a slightly clean feeling about it. It's very polished and put together, so you could even wear this to the office. Any kind of formal scenario, but again, you could still wear this day to day or anywhere. It's one of those nice, versatile, easy to wear type of scents that's very classic and kind of put together, very polished as well, I would say. It's just a really nice floral perfume. And that one is Étoile de Nuit from the house of Goutal. I did discover actually that layering these 2 together was incredible. So that was Étoile de Nuit with my Fiori. I did think about mentioning my Fiori in this video, seeing as the name would imply that it's kind of a floral perfume. But again, to me, this has so many other things going on in there that, in my opinion, it's not really what I would consider to be a floral perfume. To me, this is more like a fruity, vanilla, creamy kind of scent with your floral like nuances in there. It's also kind of woody as well, I believe, but I decided not to feature this one as like a main perfume in this list, just because even though the name would suggest it's a floral perfume, to me it's got so many other things going on in there that it's not really just a floral scent. But anyway, these 2 layered together is very nice. Next up today we have potentially the best affordable floral scent I've ever discovered. Seriously, it's incredible. And that is Kim Kardashian by Kim Kardashian. So this is your white floral perfume. You have your jasmine in here, your tuberose. You have your gardenia in here as well, with a little accent of spice as well, with your woody notes. This is very fleshy, very authentic smelling to me. Slightly green, so as much as this smells like the actual flower petals, I would say that it's reminiscent to me of the stems of the flowers as well. And it's very strong, it projects nicely, and overall it smells much more expensive than it is. I picked this one up for around £13 for a 100ml bottle, which is just crazy, you guys. I mean, sure, you can get fragrances for that price for 100ml, but usually they won't smell that great. I mean, let me know in the comments actually if you've discovered any fantastic affordable perfumes. I suppose I tend to be a bit more skeptical when it comes to that. Like, if I'm paying such a low price for a big bottle of perfume, I'm not really going to expect much, to be honest with you. But this one really, really surprised me. It smells incredible. I really like layering this with my my black opium. To me, this is quite dramatic, glamorous, slightly mature leaning, unapologetic, bold white floral perfume. If you like your white florals and you like a creamy kind of fragrance that's slightly powdery, slightly green, very authentic smelling, then I would definitely check this one out. I think this one would be just such a romantic fragrance to wear in the springtime, just because of that luscious floral nature of it. That one is Kim Kardashian by Kim Kardashian. And next up today we have Alien the EDT from Mugler, and this would be my pick for the best jasmine scents for the springtime actually. So the EDT version of Alien it's a really good one, you guys. And I feel like this is the better version for the warmer months of the year. So you do have your sort of citrusy notes going on in here, and you don't have as much of that warm, heavy, ambery base. So overall, this is a lighter fragrance. It's brighter, it's easier to wear, it's a bit more versatile, without losing that alien magic, you know? So this is still recognizably alien, and it still has that character about it, but it's just a bit more easygoing, it's a bit more lighthearted, and it's just such a beautiful one for the warmer months, and I think in particular for spring. If I'm not mistaken, I do think I actually mentioned this one in my top spring picks video recently. You guys, this fragrance is unreal. It's unreal. I mean, it's so rich as well. Like, it doesn't smell like an EDT to me at all. It has a lot of depth to it still. It's just as strong as an EDP, but it's just a lighter mood, you know? Oh, just so beautiful. If you like your jasmine fragrances with like a kind of citrusy kick to them, I think on the whole, if you're already a fan of Alien, then you would also like this. It's just a better version of Alien for the spring and summer, in my opinion, and it's in this really beautiful, slightly more translucent bottle than the EDP. And that one is Alien EDT from Mugler. I do also have one wee honourable mention, and again, this was the sort of situation where I couldn't really decide if this is like a floral perfume or if it's more of a musky, woody floral perfume. So I didn't know if it would really make sense to mention in this video. Let me know what you think. But anyway, my honourable mention is Narciso Poudrée from Narciso Rodriguez. Now, to me, this is quite a sweet, aromatic, musky, woody fragrance with floral nuances. You do have quite a few floral notes in here, so you have your jasmine, you have your rose, your orange blossom as well. And I would say I get most of those florals upon the first application, and definitely when I smell it out the bottle, I get those kind of powdery like florals coming through. But I suppose the reason I didn't really want to feature it too heavily in this video is because primarily to me, it's quite a woody fragrance, like a musky, woody, sweet kind of scent. So I didn't know whether to feature it more in the video, but I wanted to sort of mention it at the end there as like an honourable mention. So that is Narciso Poudrée, a really gorgeous, powdery, musky, feminine, romantic, beautiful fragrance. And there we have it, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your top floral perfume picks are, and if you have any like suggestions for me, because I wouldn't really say that floral perfumes are my like favourite type of scents necessarily. I mean, I like them, but I don't really get as excited about those as I would my kind of vanillic, woody, gourmand type of scents, you know what I mean? It's just not, it's not really a category of perfumes that I've explored much into. So I'd really appreciate any recommendations for some floral perfumes that you think I might like. And I just want to say again, thank you for being here. You guys are amazing. I love reading your comments. I just really appreciate you guys, and I really want you to know that. So take care, and I cannot wait to see you again very soon on my next video. Bye!